Yo, yo,
What's up, man? What's good with you?
what's good, man? What's good, man?
Shit, chilling, bro. Same
Man,
old shit. Different day, different toilet, man. What's good with you?
man. 2 more days until retirement, man.
I know you looking forward to that.
2 more days until retirement, dog. 20 years, 20 years, man.
Damn,
20
that's a
years, bro.
monumental. That's a monumental moment, man.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate it,
That's a
man.
monumental feat for a black man to do 20 years in the service, and then to sit there and not only do the time in the service, but to go through the whole magnitude of what the service is all about, to deal with the ebbs and the flows, racism, prejudice, to deal with the fact that you're marginalized as a soldier, even though the military is made up of 70, 80+% of us as black individuals. I mean, that is a feat in of itself, man. And it's something to commend. So salute to you, man, for doing 20 years. That's
Appreciate it, man.
huge.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Appreciate everybody, man. Like I was saying, who you want to kick off with first?
Man, let's jump right into the shit. The biggest thing that I want to talk about, because I felt like we were kind of going into the mix of it, was Snowfall.
Okay.
Because I feel like Franklin's character and who Franklin is very complex. When you think of Franklin, you think of Kendrick Lamar, you think of Kevin Samuels. They all have something that's a simile that's drawn between the three characters. They're often
Masculinity.
misunderstood, they're often misinterpreted, they're often taken for granted, but they're geniuses like nobody's business, man. And they're always moving the chess piece better than anybody else. What I like about Franklin's character is the fact that Franklin, although he's not perfect, who the fuck is perfect? Franklin thinks and he looks at the whole field before he makes a move. This is
Exactly.
very important and this is very instrumental because a lot of people don't look at the whole field when they're making moves in lives. A
They
lot of
don't.
people in lives, they just basically kind of willy-nilly and kind of go through shit. Now, some people, it takes experience. It takes for them to get to a certain age. It takes for them to get through shit. Some people, it takes for them to get 40 plus for them to figure that shit out. But the
Salute,
gifted
Gemini,
ones,
bro. Yeah.
the gifted ones figure the shit out in their 20s. The gifted ones, and I could say semi-gifted ones, they figure this shit out in their 30s. Most people, by the time they hit their 30s, they have a good sense of track of mind on where they want to go, what they want to do, and the type of individual they want to be.
Let me give you a quick salute. Jermaine Brown, thanks for one of my supporters said they bought my book. Thank you for supporting the book, bro.
That's
Appreciate it.
what's up.
Sorry for cutting you off.
Nah, you good,
Can, I-
man.
can, I- can I interject real quick?
Go ahead.
What I've been trying to do on my channel and what
Mm-hmm.
we've been talking about and what you're gonna start doing on your channel because you just as knowledgeable as I am on Snowfall at this point is trying to show people how the black dynamics is within this show. And and when you see how people take in the show, you can see they have a disconnect with black masculinity.
Yep.
They automatically gravitate towards whichever black man is that's emotional or funny. They gravitate to those guys.
Yep.
The reserved black man that's like all business is calculating. They don't understand those characters, and it's not that they're dumb. It's that got to understand the majority of the black family don't have black males in it. They don't have
Facts.
black men. They
Facts.
have boys who grew up to be man childs. But it takes a lot for them to become men because your mother can't raise you to be a man. No
Yep.
matter how good your mother is, she can't raise you to be a man by herself.
Yep.
So I noticed that. Even on Power, same thing. Niggas was like, man, I hate Jamie. It's like nobody can understand Jamie St. Patrick.
Yep.
You can't understand why he'll leave his wife. Did his broad not say she don't want him out the drug game?
Yep.
Buster not understand. But it was a masculine move for most people. The man don't leave women. Women leave the man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So back to Snowfall, I think that's the reason why a lot of black people have a hard time understanding Franklin. But let's be honest, the only people who really understand Franklin is the people who had fathers in their life.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of like with Kevin Samuels. Some shit I didn't agree with him on, but because I had a dad, I know you could disagree with somebody detail wise, but still agree with them in the full body.
Yeah.
I don't agree with having no small chick. I don't believe in having no big ass house. I believe in slim thick to curvy BBW, not that much stomach.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in that. He didn't believe in curvy BBW, period. That's what we disagree.
Mm-hmm.
But big picture, he was holding a standard that we needed. We needed somebody to say, you can't eat everything.
Mm-hmm.
You can't demand, if you only make $50,000 a year as a woman, you can't demand a man to make $350,000.
Yep.
That don't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You needed somebody to say that. He wasn't wrong for saying that. He wasn't wrong for saying that.
Yep. In the big picture, his message is of truth. And the reason why we know it's a message of truth is because, quite frankly, look at all of the bitter women that got angry about it. I mean, shit, on Fox Soul, you had Vivica Fox, you had Claudia Jordan, you had Lisa Ray, you had Shylena Johnson. And fun fact, Shylena Johnson is the sister of Chad Johnson. And all of these women have something common denominator wise that really, when you really look through it and you really just peel the layers of the onion, it spoke to the truth of what Kevin Samuels was talking about. They were over 35 and they were single and nobody fucking wanted them.
Or divorced.
And they were divorced. Now, Shylena Johnson had a husband, but here's the thing. The husband was the beta male. She was the guy that she had on reality TV. She was slapping the guy, embarrassing the guy. The guy was just taking it because the guy wants a check. And that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a guy that's going to be a fucking pushover if he's going to be in the mix and he's going to stay around.
A guy that they're going to eventually cheat on.
Exactly. Which she already said in the show, because it's like, what the fuck does that even mean? I've emotionally cheated. Listen, when a woman emotionally cheats on you, she cheats on you. Because how does a woman fucking cheats on you? She cheats on you through her emotions. I mean, it's just obvious. Women are emotional creatures. So if they're cheating on you emotionally, they're fucking cheating on you.
They know that, man. That's the reason why they don't want you talking to women. They know they're not supposed to be talking to niggas a certain way.
Yep.
But all that aside, yeah, the reason why they got a problem with Kevin Samuels, truth be told, is because he didn't leave no wiggle room.
Nope.
Some people, they give the truth, but they give it in such a remedial way that they leave a wiggle room for you to say, well, I didn't know, or nobody told me, but when people start making excuses, they be like, yeah, but you're 35 years old. Or yeah, but you say your mother didn't need a dad. Your mother didn't need a husband to raise you. So therefore you should know these things, because if she ain't need nobody, that means she knew everything. So you can't say your mother didn't teach you, because you say you know how to be a woman from your mother. You say you don't need a man to raise your kids. So your mother must have told you she ain't need your father to raise you. Therefore, she must know everything. Therefore, you can't say because you didn't have a dad in your life.
Yep.
There's no excuse. It gets to a certain point where you have to know that there's no excuse for your actions.
Yep.
I've been through all type of shit. If I do something to go to jail for the rest of my life tomorrow, there's no excuse for my actions, man.
Yep. That's true. You live a life, you get to a certain age, you make certain decisions. Like I told you most recently, I had a most recent fuck up. And it's like, damn, how the fuck do you put yourself in that position? But then, what you do as a strong man is you tell yourself, I'm going to take my head, I'm going to put my head down, and I'm going to truck on. Because I believe in strength. I believe in being strong. But I had a father in the home that taught me that regardless what situation you go through, it's like the Kobe Bryant mentality. Kobe Bryant said there's no way to get through conditioning but to get through the motherfucker. I don't care if you're out of shape. The only way to get through getting out of shape is to get through the motherfucker so that you can get in shape. That means
Yep.
you're gonna have to go through the hard, arduous thing of feeling emotions, feeling weak. Men feel weak, feeling, questioning yourself, doubting yourself, and going through these situations where you have to tell yourself, okay, did I make the right decision? How did I put myself in this position? How did I get to this position in my life? Once you start asking yourself these questions, then you turn around and then you gird up your loins. That's what I
Exactly.
used to love about King David, man. King David used to always gird up thy loins because he'll sit there and psalm it, which means he'll sing his praises to God. He'll sit there and cry. He'll moan. That's why he was a man after God's own heart, because he was always talking to God. That's what made him a man after God's own heart. He was always talking, and then he would catch himself. Every time he was talking, he would catch himself and he would say, but you've been bountifully to me. You've been grateful to me. How dare me sit there and have any doubts in my head? And then he would gird himself up. And God loved that because God realized that he took accountability. That's what it is. He took
Exactly.
self-stock of himself. And as a
No,
man, you have to do that. You have to take self-stock of yourself. And once you take a self-stock in yourself and you tell yourself, you know what? This is not the end of the road, but don't kill me, make me stronger. Now it's what you do after that. Now you just got to press forward, always forward, never looking back. We got to have that Lot mentality. Can't look back because Sodom and Gomorrah is right behind you. You got to look forward. And if your woman want to look back, the kids want to look back, they want to turn the stone, that's on them. You can go and get you another woman and another set of kids. You look forward.
yeah.
That's what you do.
And I want to tell you right now, man. People, black men, black women who haven't been raised with a father, this Kendrick Lamar album is gonna be hard for them to listen to, man.
Facts.
If they haven't dealt with their trauma, it's gonna be hard for them to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
But if they listen to it, it's gonna be a breakthrough
Yep.
for them. If they listen to him and they do the work like he did, it's gonna be a breakthrough for them because this album ain't put. It's not pulling any punches, and it's challenging. I don't agree with everything. You're not supposed to agree with everything anybody says, but the big picture of the album, I agree with it wholeheartedly, man.
Yep.
He got a song called Father Time.
Mm-hmm.
It's already being misunderstood. People think
Yep.
he's taking a stab at toxic masculinity. He's not doing that. It's not to me. He's coming to grips with the reason why his father raised him the way he raised him, and how
Mm-hmm.
he had to be raised that way to be who he is now.
You
You know what I'm
listen.
saying?
You listen. You made me listen to a snippet of it, and of course, I'm going to listen to it. In my Dwayne Johnson, the Rock headphones, man. That should be slamming when I listen to it. That's how I absorb everything, man. So shout outs to Dwayne Johnson, the Rock, man. His headphones are on point. You hear every motherfucking thing when you're in that shit. So when I put those headphones on and I listen to that song, I'm gonna absorb everything. But in the microcosm of what I absorb, it basically spoke to my relationship with my father. And it spoke to the fact that, my father made me the strong man that I am, man. I could go through anything, man.
Right.
In a calendar year, man, I went through shit, 4 or 5 different things, man. Um, one of them I won't talk about, but I went through a divorce. I went through COVID that almost took me out, man. That shit almost fucking killed me, man. I
Yeah.
went through 3 weeks of that shit. I didn't think I was gonna make it. I didn't do videos. I didn't do shit, man. I remember I came home. I was laying down. Next thing you know, I was hot and fucking cold. Then I went through 3 days where I just like fell to the damn floor in shivers and cold and shit like that. And I just said, man, am I gonna fucking make it? Or if I'm not? So, in the calendar year, I went through some shit that just tested me mentally. It tested my fortitude. And I came out of all that shit and I said, you know what? I was built a strong fucking man. I was made a strong fucking man. So I'm going, this is not
Hey
the end of
man,
the story.
I got people on my channel testifying to what you're saying. They went through COVID too, man. They
That's
went
what's
through
up.
it too. They testifying to it too. So Go ahead, keep it rolling, bro.
That's what's up. I mean, 3 weeks of the shit, man. I mean, I'm talking about like it was bad. Like I didn't want nobody around me. I was laying on this fucking couch. This couch you see that's behind me, man. I was laying on this fucking couch. Salute to you guys, man. Make sure y'all donate to Motivate, man, because we giving y'all some real gems, man. So donate to the platform, man. Salute to us, support to us. We appreciate y'all, man. I lost like fucking damn near. I went on the weight scale. I lost like fucking 20 pounds. My lungs was compromised, and I know it was compromised because when I got back to the gym, and I started. He said I missed the beginning. You were talking about you were sick. Yeah, man. I had COVID for fucking 3+ weeks, man. I ain't tell nobody this shit. I just went through that shit myself. And you know, my parents, you know, my family, they were sending me like all Haitian remedies and all that shit through the mail. I mean, it was tough, man. That shit was brutal. Ross knew about it. I told him, but it was on the back end.
Yeah.
Because he was like, yo, I ain't heard from you in a while, man. I told him, yeah, I'm sick, man. I'm sick as a fucking dog, man. I caught the fucking poison, man. I caught the fucking poison. That's what I told him. Caught the fucking poison.
Yeah, man.
And I was laying on the fucking couch. You know what I was watching? You know what show got me through? It was that show with Tay Diggs and that other football player. I forgot the name of that shit. That shit was on Netflix.
American, All American.
There you go, All American. I couldn't believe how good that show was and how that show got me through the whole shit. I was watching that while I was going through that whole COVID shit, man.
All
Now,
American.
mind you, I was going through.
It's pretty good. I don't like the fact they be having dude caping for everybody, bro. You can't be everybody's savior, bro. Dude always caping and trying to save the day on the show and shit.
Yeah,
that's what I don't like, bro.
That was the only thing. That's the only thing I didn't like. The only thing I didn't like.
You ain't like that either.
I ain't like that either, man. I ain't like the way they was painting him to always be an angel. I liked him in his originality of him just being where he was from, Crenshaw Hood. I like the beginning essence of it. You know, the show kind of had to taper off and do different things, but it is what it is. But I like the show nevertheless because it painted Black strength and it showed a Black unity that I enjoyed. And it showed that Black men could be in powerful positions, can be in positions of they're the men on the team, and everybody coincides and gets behind it. And then you saw all the little social norms, you know, the white guys were hating, jealous of him because he was a star athlete, et cetera, et cetera. But y'all gotta watch the show. The point of what I'm trying to say is what I liked about it was it showed the essence of strength. And strength is a very important thing. And it's a very encompassing thing because you saw even when his father came back into the mold prior to his father dying, the relationship that he was thriving for, the relationship that he was yearning for, he got it right before his father passed away. And this is all the shit that I went through. Now, see, y'all motherfuckers talking about y'all just went through COVID. I went through that and a divorce at the same time.
Right.
I remember having to sign paperwork and shit like that while I was fucking sick. Even aftermath of when I was sick, that's when I started telling myself, man, I got some mental fucking fortitude, man. I got some motherfucking strength. The shit that I was dealing with that was associated with that. And then on top of that, trying to get over this fucking poison at the same time. That's when I said to myself, okay, everything that I tell motherfuckers that I am on YouTube, everything that I tell motherfuckers that I am, that's exactly what the fuck that I am. Because let me tell you something. When you tell people you are strong, listen, I don't want to preach and teach, but I'm about to preach and teach to y'all right now. When you tell somebody that you strong, God is going to throw moments in your life to test that in of itself. To say, hey, I'm going to test you to see if you're going to be exactly what you say that you are. I'm going to throw that Job situation on you. I'm going to see if you're going to pass the test. And guess what? That's going to be your make or break moment to decide if you're going to pass that test or if you're going to succumb.
That's why I'm glad. I feel like that's why I'm glad God put a father in my life. Because I take it back to when you watch Snowfall, you got Leon, you got Kev, you got Franklin. That was a nucleus in the beginning. And Franklin's different. Franklin's different because Franklin was raised with a father, man.
Yep.
That's why he don't react emotionally like everybody else do right away, and he don't lose his shit right away. And you notice his formative years, his father was there.
Yep.
He had him enough to know certain things, to know how to. That he's seen the dad there. Just your formative years mean something.
Yep.
So being born to like 3 or 4, my dad used to give me all the time. And then I don't know what happened to him and my mother, but that shit broke off.
Yep.
Then at 11, so I had a gap. But at 11, I picked back up with my foster father, and I had a dad for the rest of my life. I didn't go a long time without no dad. You know what I'm saying? Then I always had my uncles and shit like that. So I noticed coming up, I was always significantly different from the other young men. Always. I said shit at school that they're like, man, what you? But I had a different maturity. I thought differently. You know what I'm saying? I moved differently. I reacted differently. I did everything differently. And that's why I know for certain black boys need fathers, man. For certain. That's the reason why when I cover these shows, I don't cover the entertainment is there.
Yep.
I cover them for the intellectual shit we could get out of the show because I want to get black people out of the mindset of always wanting to be entertained and learning how to be entertained and learning at the same time.
Facts.
When I watch a show or when I listen to music, some music you can't help but it ain't nothing but good beats. I only got to hear that shit once. And then I could be done with that shit here at the club. But some music you have to actually be in the mindset to learn something, or else you're not going to enjoy it.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to, through my videos, I'm trying to teach black people how to welcome learning while you're being entertained. When you watch a show, know it's called a program for a reason. But if you know how to think when you're watching the show, you won't be negatively programmed.
Exactly. And there's a word for it. It's called neuro-linguistic programming.
Right. You will see what they're trying to do, but you will be able to pull what it is that you need to pull from it.
Facts.
It's like, believe it or not, Boys in the Hood and Miss Society weren't bad movies. Those were good movies.
Yep.
But because people didn't know how to watch those movies, all they got was the hood shit from it.
Exactly.
Those movies were telling you that this hood shit gonna get you killed.
Yep.
That's what they was telling you.
Yep.
But because niggas just want to be entertained, all the fuck they took from it was the hood shit.
Facts.
Well, you got
but what it also told you too is we're a product of our environment because, like you said, Minister Society. What did he see growing up? He saw his dad hustling. He saw his dad, you know what I'm saying, in the drug game. He saw his mom slanging. So naturally, it became a natural thing for him as a kid. So as he became an adult, it was easy for him to seamlessly position himself into that. So basically, the premise of the movie, what it taught you is you're a product of your environment.
You're a product of your environment. And you got to, unless you change that environment, you're going to succumb to it.
Yep.
And he decided to change his environment a little too late.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And I like the fact that the movie ended the way it did because it showed that, you know, it could be gruesome. And everything doesn't have to have a fairy tale fucking ending. The reason why I like Minister Society and it was a great movie was because it gave a reality. Like, okay, he's trying to aspire to do things differently. He's trying to better himself. He's trying to move, but he got so caught up. You know, it's kind of like that movie In Too Deep. That's another great movie with Omar Epps and LL Cool J. Thought that was a hellified movie too. He just got so into fucking deep. So because he got so into fucking deep from a psychological standpoint and the history of the fact that this is what he knows, he became a product of his environment. He made one move that honestly, if he would have looked back on it and didn't make the move, that would have been the move to save him. he didn't have to stump on the motherfucker in front of his boys. Because it's a pride thing when you stump on a motherfucker. If you stump on a motherfucker to that level, you better make sure that motherfucker ain't around breathing. When you do that shit, you stump on that motherfucker, you give him the opportunity to walk away. That
Yep.
means it's gonna be a get back.
It
That's
is.
how good shit rolls. There's gonna be a get back behind that.
Yep.
And that's what people gotta understand.
It's funny you say that because when I fight,
Mm-hmm.
I don't step on people.
Salute King Style Productions. See, this is what we talking about. Donate to motivate, man.
Salute. Thanks for the donation, man.
We
When I
appreciate
fight,
your donation.
I don't step on you, man. Especially if you're a black brother, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't step on you. If I drop you and I think you have the capability of doing me bodily harm because you was that much bigger than me, then I might give you something while you down. But now times I drop motherfuckers to let them get up, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually like, this was you still trying to do this? You know what I'm saying? Because me personally, I can't fight. I don't like to fight.
Yep.
Because a lot of times fighting don't prove nothing, bro.
Yep.
I don't like fighting my own people, but I can do.
Yep.
I will defend myself, and I will put knuckles on you, but I don't like doing that shit. But,
I don't like doing that shit either, man. But sometimes you just have some niggas that just want to be on some nigga shit, and they put you in positions where you have no choice but to fight, and you got to defend yourself. And sometimes niggas come at you in a very visceral, violent way, and you just got to put their ass down. And it's unfortunate that however you put them down, sometimes Ross know because this shit gonna make him laugh. Sometimes you gotta drop a motherfucker on his head, or sometimes you gotta pound a motherfucker on their head because the motherfucker trying to pound you on the head. They trying to drop you on the head. So it's killed, and this is a term Ross know because they touch him personally because he was in the service. It's killed or be fucking killed, man. In that moment, you gotta do what the fuck you gotta do. I don't give a fuck if we look the same. You try to kill me. So at that moment, I gotta off you. But when it comes to just a situation where it's a discourse and we squabbling, or we have a situation where we just kind of slap boxing, that's something you can mitigate easily. Sometimes conversation can stop that shit. You can sit there and look at each other and be like, all right, man, we done went through this shit for a good 30 minutes, 45 minutes. The fuck we doing right now, man?
What we doing, yeah?
This shit gonna go on forever. What the fuck we doing? And then once we say that, as men, we start telling ourselves, you know what I'm saying, let's just chill the fuck out and let's relax. Maccabi Sharak says, Shalom and blessing kings. They hate alpha males. They do, man.
They hate alpha males.
They hate strong males. They hate quintessential black males that have a mindset to dare to be different, but have a mindset to challenge the fucking system.
That's
and
the reason,
put women in their fucking place.
That's the reason why the Black Lives Matters manifesto read the eradication of the nuclear family, of the nuclear family. They do all these big terms, so you could be unaware of what they're talking about. They can easily say the eradication of man, woman, and child, but they know they can't say that, so they say the eradication of the nuclear family. The eradication of the nuclear family is a husband or a man, a woman, and children that are correct genders, that are genders that they were born as. So their thing is they wanted to be the boy to be a girl, the girl to be raised a boy. They don't want no man in the house.
Facts.
Unless he identifies as either gay, bisexual, or trans.
Facts.
The cisgender means you're a man that's masculine that identifies as a man. They don't want that type of man in this society no more. Not no black man.
Yep.
That's the reason why. Now you got to put this in consideration. This is the reason why that energy is a hate Kevin Samuels energy, because he's believing that's a masculine male, no matter what they try to say. And like he said he grew up with mama's boy. He said the fraternity made him a man. So he went to college and he learned how to be a full man.
Yep.
I know a lot of niggas who grew up mama's boys. They not gay. They grew up around all women. Now when they get around men, their uncles and shit, their uncles got out of jail, beat them up, make them do push-ups, make them do sit-ups and shit. they get tough. They were never gay. They were too young to be gay. They just had women tendencies, so they went off and became a man.
Mm-hmm.
But don't no gay man talk to women the way Kevin Samuels talked to women.
Yep.
Gay men be kissing women ass in their face, talking about them behind their back.
Yep.
That's what they do.
And here's the thing: beta males do the same shit too.
And beta males do the same thing.
They succumb.
The only thing that's different between
beta males be the number one to tell you happy wife, happy life.
The only thing that's different between a beta male and the dude that's gay is a beta male ain't went all the way with the physical part of it yet.
Yep.
Mentally, he already there.
Yep.
Because think about it, every masculine woman, they got a gay friend who they carry around.
Yep.
Some of these masculine women, they gay friend is their husband.
Yep.
A lot of these women are starting to make their husbands watch them have sex with other men.
Yep. Yep. I kid you not, man.
And this ain't just in the white community.
You absolutely right about that. It's funny you said that shit, and I'm glad you touched on
that. It's in the black community. They doing it too.
In the black community, and the black community is and here's the thing. Here's the trippy part about it. And this is how you know, because what Ross is touching on, this is how you know when you have the alpha male energy. Because everybody knows the Raging Babe. This is a huge, news person, female on fucking Twitter, and she goes to the fights and shit like that, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody know the motherfucker. I didn't ask for the motherfucker to sit there and to have steamy conversations with me. I just ordered her around. This is how you know when you're an alpha male. You order a female around, they're not used to that shit. They used to beta male saying, oh, you got big titties, you got a big butt. I ain't saying none of that shit to her. What I told her, and I called her out on it, was this is what I told her, and that shit turned her on. I said, you too busy having your knees on the floor in between Terrence Crawford's knees, because that we all know that's your fucking favorite fighter, and he can't sell a chicken dinner, let alone a fucking cookout. Because what she was trying to do is she was trying to attack PBC. She was trying to attack the Jamel Charlo fight, where she was trying to say, oh, they selling free tickets because they can't get everybody in there. And then I looked at her and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why you always got some sly shit to the mouth to say about PBC, but you ain't got nothing to say about Terrence Crawford, because your ass be on your knees in between the motherfucker's knees. I say that shit to her real quick. Then I turn around and say, well, Spence gonna wash that motherfucker, right? And the next thing you know, I get another message saying, are you gonna be at the fight? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be at the fight. You remember that shit, Maccabi? I know your ass was on Twitter. You remember that shit? I'm gonna be at the fight. I was like, why you asking me to be at the fight? Oh, you gonna have hotels? You gonna have rooms and shit? I was like, damn right. What the fuck? Who are you talking to? Who you talking to? Hotels and rooms. I'm gonna be at the fucking Bellagio if the shit is in Vegas. That's where I stay at. Right. Oh well, we can go out for drinks, tongue wagging out and shit. See, motherfuckers don't do shit like that with motherfuckers that sit there and acquiesce to them. How many motherfuckers probably went and fucking threw a tweet to say, hey, you got big titties, you got big ass. I ain't got time for all that shit. You sitting here clowning PBC. I'm getting on your ass. I don't care if you're a male or female. I'm getting on your ass because it's a black promoted, right, black owned promotion, man. It's a black owned and black promoted company, and you trying to talk slide to the mouth, and I'm checking you off that shit. And once I did that shit, off that shit. And here's the trip part about it, Ross, that was funny. She got all these top boxers tagged in on the shit, Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford flirting with fucking me, and then there's this other fat motherfucker, and this is why I'm tying Cameron Samuels into the situation.
You said Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford flirted with who?
No, Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford was tagged in on it. You know how when you send a tweet, everybody tagged in? She got these boxers tagged in on it, telling the world what the fuck she want to do with me, going out with drinks, wagging her fucking tongue out and shit. So I started laughing. I was like, and then I told her, well, I'm gonna whip your bubbly ass into fucking shape. Then she sent me another tweet back with a bunch of smiling fucking emojis. And then there's this fat motherfucker that showed up because I'm tying into Kevin Samuels. So I want y'all to follow with me. The fat motherfucker come in, called me an incel. And then I told her, do you even know how to spell the word incel? Right. That shit fucked her head up. But I waited 24 hours later to tell her the shit. I
Right.
said, man, I got better things to do. I just saw your fucking tweet because I really did have better things to do, man. And I said, do you even know how to spell the word incel? Oh, you're just an incel. I said, you're the
People just they just be using words loosely like a motherfucker.
exactly. These women always trying to be disrespectful. I said to her, you know, you are over 35, you are way out of shape, you're less than average, and you're gonna sit here and call me an incel? And your only flame to claim is the fact that you sitting here and taking pictures with boxers that you probably want them to screw you, but they looking at you from a 2 feet foot pole. And the only reason why they're taking on the interview is because they think you accredited news source. When I told her that shit, and then she kept commenting back, and then I told her she would do that shit. I said, watch, you're gonna keep projecting and you're gonna keep commenting back. And you know who sat there and sent the smiling emoji and was turned on even fucking more? The Raging Babe. She said, stop doing that to my girl. And then she turned around and said, you turning me on even fucking more. You see what I'm saying? And all because what? Right. I told the truth about another motherfucker. She DM'd me. She fucking DM'd me, Ross, and told me that she spends 6 months. How the fuck I would know all this shit? I ain't asked for all this shit. I spent 6 months in Philly, and I spent 6 months in Phoenix, Arizona. These are the months that I'm in these times and these places. Why am I saying all of this? This is what Kevin Samuels was talking about. Kevin Samuels is telling you, as a male, if you are straightforward and you are bold and you put these women in a fucking place and you activate your true masculinity, what do you think's gonna happen? You're gonna make these motherfuckers' true femininity come out.
Always.
I've
been told by it. Because believe it or not, the reason why I always said I don't believe in the bisexual women or lesbian women is because if put around the right masculine male, they'll either be started acting feminine or they'll have to leave.
Yep.
They can't get comfortable around you.
Yep.
They can't get comfortable. Even a stud. A stud will always be, they can't get comfortable around you, bro. They'll always be moving and like, because you're a real masculine male, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like you're the real deal thing. So you move them a certain way. They're disturbed by you being in that presence, bro. Yep. They can't be around you like they could be around the gay male or the male that's like on the fence and you know what I mean, and basically downplaying his masculinity for you to be comfortable. No, but you that real masculine male. Women either gotta start submitting and being feminine, or they gotta. That's why they try you and give you shit tests. They're being disturbed because they've been raised that the masculine is something wrong with you if you masculine. That masculinity is a problem.
Yep.
That you should be like me. Women think you should be like them. You should be nothing like a woman.
Yep.
Nothing. Both of us can't be the same.
You're supposed to be everything that exudes buzzing fucking testosterone and masculinity at the highest levels. See, it don't matter what woman I'm with. It don't matter what woman I experience. Women are always going to find me. It's like money. And Ross knows this. This happens to Ross on the frequent too. Money don't find everybody. Money finds people that have fiduciary responsibility and that are good financial stewardship of money. That means they know how to take care of money. So because they know how to take care of money, money keeps finding them. It's the same difference between an alpha male and a beta male. Alpha males keep finding women because alpha males understand the female nature component and they understand how to put women in their place. So because of them just being masculine off the strength of that, they will keep finding women. And it's not doing nothing special. They just being themselves. See, if men just be themselves and men exude masculinity, they will always find women. How many times, and Ross could testify to this, and this is the Kevin Samuels point that we're talking about. How many times, you know how many times I've had women just come to me and say, I don't know what it is about you, man. It's just, you exude this level of confidence. You're just so sure of yourself. So because you're so sure of yourself, it makes you sexy. What she's basically telling you, without telling you, is that you're masculine as fuck. That's what she's telling you.
Straight
Straight
up.
up.
Straight up. And that's that's a problem, man. Like that's a problem they're gonna have with this Kendrick Lamar album
Yep.
for sure.
Yep.
It doesn't have it don't have the feminine vibe of of the uh of the Migos. It don't have the feminine vibe of the Lil Uzi verse.
Mm-hmm.
It's a man speaking to you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's a
And
man.
a man telling you all of the situations that he's going through.
Right. The problem with they
I mean,
have.
shit, he even talk about how he was addicted to fucking sex. What man is not addicted to fucking sex? I like the fact that he's organic about it. That's why I want to listen to the album. When I saw he said that, I was like, well, damn, I'm addicted to fucking sex too. I don't know what man that's not fucking addicted to sex.
Right.
And to be raw about the shit.
Then that's the problem they have with Snowfall. With Franklin more so than anybody. You notice the majority of the women like who they like.
Franklin.
No, not in real life, on the show. The majority of the women who watch the show like Jerome. But guess what? Jerome's a beta male.
Yep.
Jerome's getting led around by his wife. That's why they like him. In real life, they don't like the man like that.
They like the idea of Jerome, but they like Franklin because I always saw in the comment section, man, Franklin just turned me on because, you know, he just look at how he had that older woman. I saw some lives where people were like, look at how he had that older woman seduced by him. That older woman was thinking about leaving her lesbian shit because she wanted to teach Franklin some new fucking tricks. And this was in the beginning stages of Franklin even evolving to who he was as a man.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, women are attracted to, in their core, they're attracted to masculinity. That's what they're attracted to, man. They can't help it.
That's the reason why they want to make the black man less masculine as possible.
Yep.
Because they know there's a reason why women they have a disrespect for the typical man who like color his hair and do his fingernail polish and shit and trying to be as feminine as possible to relate to the woman. They'll get beside themselves and call him an F-bomb or whatever, and even though he's not one, to emasculate them. And the reason why with you, they know they can only go so far with their words because they know that there's a consequence for that. Like when I used to get into it with my ex, she was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna say nothing because I already know if I say this, you're gonna cut me off. Blase. She knew. You think she would give a fuck if it was one of those feminine dudes?
She wouldn't
give a fuck because they're a dime a dozen. You can replace those niggas.
Yep.
There's 1,000 Travis Scotts walking around. Not necessarily his music, but that look.
Yep.
1,000 of them, man.
Yep.
During 1,000
Odell Beckham niggas walking around.
Right. During 1,000 fucking Jay-Z's. During 1,000 Kanye West's. During 1,000 Kendrick Lamar's. Those dudes are different.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna just find another one of them. Mm-hmm. You can find you another one of the niggas who got. They all look alike. They all wear the same clothes.
Exactly.
Niggas, they try to say they're not brainwashed, but they're totally brainwashed and controlled.
They are
all dressed alike.
They all look alike.
The tight tee, the tight pants, the hair color, and the chain that's tight.
Yep.
All these niggas look alike.
Yep. And then when you got me and Ross that's hanging with the chain, and we just chilling, and we wearing clothes that go with our features, you know what I'm saying? And we're exuding masculinity. We actually have haircuts that would be considered by most people as normal haircuts to most fucking people. You know what they tell us? Oh, y'all not in the in crowd, but this is what they're not understanding. The code and the message that they're sending off to the opposite sex versus the code and messages that we're sending off. We're sending off that we're sure of ourselves. We know who the fuck that we are, and we operate in our original state. We're not trying to be somebody else. That right there sends off way more better pheromones than the pheromones of you trying to masquerade and be caught up in the mix of everybody else. Odell Beckham's look, unfortunately, I'm going to say this for men to understand, and I'm going to say it even to the Charlo brothers because I love the Charlo brothers. Odell Beckham look only works for Odell Beckham. When you are the original of what you do, it's only going to work for you. That's how it works. The original motherfucker takes the look. Everybody else is going to be the copycat, and everybody else is not going to get the manufacturing of it because they don't understand the originality of that person, and they are not that person. So they don't understand the makeup of that person. Now, although Odell Beckham still looks feminized as fuck to me, but because he was the original motherfucker that did it, and it's his original look, it's gonna stand out when he does it, not when everybody else fucking does it. That's how it works.
Well, truth be told, there's a demographic of women who like feminine men.
Yep.
They like to control them,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a love-hate situation. It's a love-hate situation. The modern, I wouldn't even say the modern woman. I would say the typical black man, the typical black woman, because they came up with broken homes, are suffering an identity crisis. They don't know what they really should want, what they really should be,
Mm-hmm.
what they should desire.
Yep.
They don't know.
Yep.
Because you will have a woman who has the dude who wear fingernail polish, who rub her back, and nigga put the nigga do the sage, and he do all that shit. He worship statues with her. He do all that goofy shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll still go fucking another alpha male who say, "Man, I ain't doing none of that shit."
Yep.
The same, you know what I mean? They'll still go fuck off and fuck somebody else because, truth be told, the black woman's in conflict with herself. There's a natural part of her that wants to be submissive to a masculine man, and there's just society telling her she should submit to nobody.
Yep.
And let's be honest, women want to be accepted by society.
Yep.
That's the disconnect between black men and black women. The true black man don't give a fuck if he's accepted by society, as long as he got his family. The black woman don't care if she got a family if she's not accepted by society.
Yep.
Even though society's built for white women, not them, they still want to be accepted by them. Why you think they bleach their skin and wear blue contacts and blonde weaves, looking retarded, looking dumb as fuck?
Yep. I'm gonna tell men something, and it's gonna be a cold-hearted truth. Men are not meant to be around women in long bursts, man. Women are fucking liabilities. If you look at the old school men that conquered the world, they weren't around women often. You know why? They were too busy in wars. They were too busy in conquering planets, man. Conquering civilizations. You know how long that shit took? That shit took months, years. I mean, there's wars that went on for fucking 10 years. So how was they around women often like that for them to do shit like that? Men are not meant to be around women in long bursts. We're meant to be around women in short bursts to procreate with them and to just basically have that honeymoon state. Once that period ends, then we're done. We're not meant to be around them long, because once you get around motherfucker long and they get around you long, that's when tempers and motherfuckers' attitudes and personalities and all kinds of shit just manifest, and it starts perpetuating.
That's the truth.
Crazy.
That's
so
the truth.
You men have to understand, women are fucking liabilities, especially the modern day woman. They are fucking
a good woman is not a liability.
Yes.
But majority
a good woman is not a liability. But see, here's my take on that, Ross.
And majority of women are not good. Like the majority of these motherfucking dudes ain't good.
Yes.
Because they don't know how to be no men.
And you are absolutely right about that.
They run the women for everything. You run your woman for everything, then you're not a good man. You're supposed to be having the answers, nigga.
You are absolutely right about that.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right about that. But I don't believe, and I don't know when I came into this enlightenment, but I don't believe that men and women are supposed to be around each other for long bursts because that's what keeps the honeymoon shit, man. Anytime you around a motherfucker too long, that shit bothers you, man. That shit annoys the fuck out of you because you want to be in your own space, your own energy, especially when you got a lot of shit going on. You ain't got time to be sitting there listening to a motherfucker's bullshit and a motherfucker nagging in your fucking ears. You don't have time for that shit. You really don't.
Like, that's why, low key, I feel like if you don't have a house that's big enough for you to have your own space as a man, then you should live alone. Like, if you're a nigga who could only afford an apartment at the time, no matter, then you should live there, bro. Because, truth be told, you have to have some type of separation.
Yep.
I know this. Whenever I'm dealing with a woman, it's only when we start being around each other every second of every day is there's an issue.
It always is an issue when you're around each other too long. Always.
It's an issue.
It don't matter the level you are. This shit is always going to
This
manifest.
society has told her that it's not enough for her to be submissive to you. That she has to test you and she has to be disrespectful. Like covert disrespect towards you.
Yep.
So when there's space in between, when you're around her, she don't have the time to do that because she haven't seen you. She don't know when the next time she go see you again, or even if you live with her, you ain't always in the house, so she has to maximize the time when you're at home, so she can't play those fucking games.
Yep, absolutely.
We're around her all the time, and a lot of these motherfuckers don't even work. The women go off to work and they stay at home like dogs and shit, waiting for her to come home.
Yep.
She gonna play mind games with you all day. She been at work thinking about the shit she gonna do to you when she get home. Cause you at home, bro. Like you really think it's okay to let a woman provide for you.
Yep.
And guess what? Women are not like men.
And be all up in her shit and just doing whatever the fuck she tells you to do. A man should pay for everything, man. I firmly believe in that. A man should take care of everything. The only time a man gets recompensed back, payment-wise, is when the woman is cooking for you at the home, because that's her reward and her showcasing her femininity. She's showcasing her womanhood by her cooking for you and by her taking care of you when you're in the house. But a man that pays the cost to be the fucking boss and wants to be respected, pay for everything, man. Right. That's just the way this shit rolls. You see these lights I have here? The reason why it's on is because of me. You see the TV that we're able to watch, the Netflix and all this shit, is because of me. When you do things like this, it always keeps the respect level between you and the woman. There's not a woman that I haven't been with that I haven't always taken care of the lion's share of shit. I always did.
Pay for everything that is needed. Don't pay for everything she wants.
Yep.
Because a woman will start trying, when they see you buy in, they'll start taking advantage of you.
Facts. Necessities, not luxuries.
They'll pay for everything she wants because she's an independent woman. She should be able to go get that shit herself.
Yep. I'm gonna pay for what you need, not what you want. Facts.
Alice Ross said, "What if a man's a better cook?" I don't give a fuck how good of a cook you are.
I don't give a fuck how good of a cook you are.
Hold on. I don't care how good of a cook you are, man. You do not go to work and come home and cook, bro.
Yep.
That's the case. Bitches will just start acting like they can't cook. That'll be the new lick. That'll be the new gas. Oh, I don't cook. I don't know how to cook. They'll play stupid. Oh, I know how to cook. And then you'll be the dummy working and breaking your back and coming home. And all she fucks, what is she doing? She don't cook and she don't clean. What the fuck is she doing? You might as well have a male roommate.
Yep.
That she can have her own place and you could go to her house and fuck her where she paying rent at.
Yep.
Like, bro, how is she gonna show her love towards you if she don't do shit besides give you pussy?
Yep.
You get pussy from anywhere, man.
Yep.
That's not enough. Sex ain't enough, man. Some women, they don't want to do none of the domestic shit, so they'll go and work 2 jobs. That ain't enough. Bitch, I don't need your money. No man should need no woman money.
Yep.
And I don't need your money. I need you to take care of this fucking house. Well, I need you to.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. Men don't want to put women in their place. They want to AQS the woman.
Yep.
Well, she don't really know how to cook. So, man, what she should learn. She should learn. And until then, you gonna go in the kitchen and struggle and figure this shit out.
Yep.
You should learn. If you don't know, you should learn.
Yep.
Even if I know I'm gonna have to order something out because you can't cook, you still gonna go in there and try every day till you get it right, man.
Yep.
How the fuck did you learn? You're a man. You know how to cook because you tried every day. There's no reason why a man should be with a woman that don't cook.
Yep.
It's like a woman should be with a man that don't work. It's easy.
Because as a man, you have to learn how to fucking survive. You have to learn how to figure it out. So he's right. She needs to figure out and learn how to
figure it out.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing about it, and people got to understand this. You got to be able to put the woman in her place. I tell any and every woman I'm with, shit, I don't cook. Shit, that's your job. That's your job. That's what you do.
And there are things I could cook.
Yep.
Still don't cook.
And I always lead and tell them, well, I saw my mom always cooking for my father. I saw my father sat there at the table after he bust his ass all day, and the food was always there for him, and he basically put it in his mouth. That's what I'm used to, and that's what's gonna happen for me too.
You gotta let that shit be known. And the problem is, most men look at their woman like they look at their mother, bro.
Yep.
Niggas don't correct their mother. Niggas let their mother talk to them any kind of way.
Yep.
Motherfuckers, I fear their mother. So when a woman tell the average man, we need to talk, average man be scared as fuck.
Yep.
Real nigga like me be like, what do you want, man?
Exactly.
No, we'll talk later. No, we'll talk right now. What the fuck you want? Well, ain't that big a deal? Okay, check it out. Don't bring it up. No, I'm gonna bring it up later. No, because later I'm not gonna want to hear it.
Yep. Tell them straight up.
I ain't gonna want to hear it later. I said, what the fuck do you want right now? You're not gonna have me on no anxiety trip worrying about all that shit is mental control.
It's gaslighting.
We gotta talk, but not right now. Bitch, I ain't no kid.
Yeah. So what the fuck you mean and mean what the fuck you say.
I don't even do that shit to my daughter. I don't play with her, man. But I got something to say to my daughter. I say that shit right then and there. I don't say I gotta talk to you in the morning, but don't worry about it. After school at 2:30, I'm gonna call you. No, she could worry about that shit all fucking day. I don't play no games with my kid, man. I don't want nobody playing no games with me. You got something to talk about? Let's talk about it right now.
Yep.
Men need to realize one thing. Even the best woman been taught to play games with you, man.
Yep.
And if you allow that shit, it just get worse and worse and worse.
And that's what I was talking about. Even when they're a good woman, man, you can't be around these motherfuckers too long. Let me tell you something. You get the nastiness of these motherfuckers once they're around your ass too long. This is what happens. They get domesticated and they get too fucking comfortable. See, when they're not around you enough, there's no room to get comfortable because guess what? They still trying to get to that point where they can get you to be around them long enough. And all you got to do is give them short bursts, man. I wish I would have implemented this shit years ago, but I'm telling y'all, all you youngins that's listening, no more than 1, maximum 2 times with around each other every week. That's it. No more than 2. You let more than 2 pass, tempers are gonna flare, shit gonna be all weird, shit gonna be all fucked up. You do 1, maximum 2, and you do 1 every time. You do 2 sometimes. I want y'all to hear me again. You do 1 every time, you do 2 sometimes. The 2 sometimes is when there's such a good behavior and things are in such a great state. You say, okay, we're gonna run it back. But you throw that shit on them sporadically and you throw it in different microcosms. You don't make a pattern out of that shit. So that way they don't sit there and expect, we're gonna get 2 times. No, you're getting 1. Let me tell you something, motherfuckers get once a week. Every week they gonna tighten up. And if they act up, you take that once a week from them, then they show up every other 2 weeks. Shit, man, they on their best fucking behavior. You strip one of those moments out of them, and 2 weeks pass, motherfucker ain't seen you in 2 weeks. They in dread mode at that point.
And low key, that's the problem in Snowfall. Jerome is up Louis' ass all day.
Yep.
Franklin don't be around his girl all day, nigga.
Yep.
Frank can check in with her in the morning and be out and about.
Yep.
And then they meet at home, man.
Yep.
Frank gonna be around his bitch all day, man. She got it. I trust her to do what she gotta do. I gotta do this. We can't be together all day.
Yep.
What's wrong with Louis all motherfucking day?
Yep.
And guess what? Women never get comfortable in a relationship. It's the nigga that get comfortable.
Yep.
Nigga get comfortable. Women always be plotting.
Yep.
And as soon as you get comfortable, that's when they start pulling these rappers out their motherfucking ass.
Yep. They never get comfortable.
Niggas need to realize this: for you to keep your masculinity, bro, you can't. No matter how much you love her. I had a girl I literally can do nothing by myself. I can shower by myself. I can take a shit by myself. Mm-hmm. I can do nothing by myself. She will find a way to get in there.
Yep.
You want to know why she was doing that? That shit is called, what is it called? Detachment issues.
Yep.
She has always wanted to be attached to my energy.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you might like the stroke to your ego, you cannot allow her to do that shit, man.
Yep.
She has to be separated from your energy every now and then. So she can appreciate it. Like, yo, like, man, my shower time is my alone time.
Mm-hmm.
I love you to death, but I need to take a shower by myself, man.
Yep.
Straight up. While I'm in there taking a shit, don't come in there, man. Don't be knocking on the door, interrupting while I'm trying to take a shit. You act like a little kid now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have boundaries. Even that's the thing. Just when you know you got a woman who respects you or not, because she will respect those boundaries.
Yep.
A woman who love you, she might not be able to cook a lot of shit, but she'll have one meal she know how to cook, and she'll just keep cooking that bitch.
Yep.
Until she get better.
Yep.
She'll try.
Yep.
Any woman tell you I'm on that shit because I can't allow no nigga to sit here and acquiesce like that. Any woman that tell you I just don't know how to cook and don't try to cook for you, bro, don't fuck with you.
They don't fuck with you
at all. Because she know at the end of the day, that's something she gonna have to do.
Yep.
Because any woman who love you care about how you eat, bro.
Yep.
They care about if you rested. They care about how you eat. And they care about your mental state. Really care.
Really.
Women don't give a fuck about how you eat. She don't give a fuck if you sleeping at night. She all she do is drop her energy off of you. She don't care. Some women ask but don't give a fuck. She don't intentively ask you and care and give you advice and give you wisdom. She don't care about you, man.
Facts.
Period. No matter what the fuck she say. And a lot of them, they don't know how to care for women because their mothers didn't care for their fathers. And that's why their fathers left.
And they saw situations where it was constant revolving doors. So all they could do is reciprocate revolving doors. And if they had relationships that were revolving doors for them, that's all they fucking know. So let's say they dealing with somebody that's not a revolving door and somebody that is the difference maker. They don't even know how to deal with that shit. And a lot of times they fuck that shit up. That's just real talk. Because to them, they're intimidated by that shit because they are a product of their environment. They're a product of their situation.
And that's the reason why I don't judge them harshly. I just don't put up with their shit. And I challenge men, stop being angry at women. Stop attacking them personally because they've been raised to be this way. I don't take shit off them, but I don't judge them. I'm not losing. I don't be like, I hate women, fuck women, blase, blase. I don't do that because I understand they've been raised to be that way. I had a woman look me in my eyes, crying, confused, because she didn't know what the fuck to do with me. All I was doing was being masculine. Yeah. And she was like, oh, I don't know how to please you. Da, da, da. She was already pleasing me. But society tells her she can't continue doing that. Society tells her she can't do what pleases me every day. Yep. So she was trying to pull back, and I wasn't in Atlanta. I was like, yo, I'm not fucking with you if you pull back because you've been doing this. I've been accustomed to you doing that. If you don't do that, I'm not fucking with you. Yep. And she couldn't do what society was telling her to do. So she was in flux. She didn't know what the fuck to do. These mothers have not prepared these girls to be women, man. Yep. And it's taboo to call your mother out or anything in the black community. Yep. So they just got to eat that. You notice black men hold black men accountable more than black women hold black women, other women accountable because
because
that reason.
women always do this justification shit. They always got to justify and make excuses for their behaviors and why they act the way that they act. It's notorious for them to do that shit because in justifying, you know what that does? It makes them be allergic to the fact that they have to be accountable. They don't love accountability. They actually love a world where there's no accountability. And this is why they want their cake and they want to eat it too. They want to be the man, but they don't want the responsibility and accountability that comes with being a man. Because to be a man, you have to be accountable for your actions. To be a man, you have to be responsible for your actions. They don't want the responsibility. They don't want the accountability. They just want the title and the namesake.
And low key, because me personally, I encounter different people by my books and third.
Mhm.
I noticed a lot of young boys who end up being homosexual or trans. Guess what? They was raised to everything masculine was wrong. They was raised to everything masculine was wrong.
Mhm.
So you're being raised from a kid. Every time you do something masculine, don't do that. Everything you do something that's naturally within you, you being told not to do it.
Yep.
What the fuck are you gonna do? The complete opposite. So you get to 15, 16. Now you don't look forward to that accountability. When
Yep.
you born masculine, you look forward to the accountability. You look forward to living on your own one day.
Yep.
But when you raised to be feminine, as a man, you don't look forward to that shit. You look forward to codependency.
Mhm.
You look forward to living with something. Notice these people jump from relationship to they can't be on their own.
Yep.
But when you raised to be masculine, you could literally be on your own. A woman is an addition to your shit. You don't need that
Nope.
necessarily.
You don't need that shit.
You're not losing no sleep behind it. We'll put it
Mhm.
that way. Cause we do need a female touch. We need to have babies. We do need to have that. We do need to have that camaraderie, that touch. But what I'm saying is, you could function without it. Feminine men can't, and because they can't, they get played upon.
Facts.
They get their feelings played with. They get their mind played with. Because
Mhm.
the average woman has been taught, see a sucker, play a sucker. They haven't been taught empathy. They haven't been taught, oh, this is really a good guy, blah, 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 blah. If you too good, you get played.
Yep. Nice
Because
guys finish last.
you always hear the goofy shit. Use what your mama gave you.
Yep.
They raise their children low key. I'm gonna say this shit, and I mean no harm. A lot of them raise their daughters to be prostitutes mentally.
Hoes. Thoughts.
Mentally.
Mhm.
Use what your mama gave you.
Yep.
Um, basically, if a nigga not paying your rent, a nigga could pay your rent and smack you around and beat the hell out of you every day.
Yep.
If he ain't paying your bills, you shouldn't talk to him. They raise their daughters at a deficit because low key, like Kevin Samuel said, a lot of these women be jealous of their own kids, man. They don't want them to have nothing that they didn't have. So they raise them to be fucked up
Because
from
they,
the jump.
especially if the girl looks like them, they get that younger version of themselves. What happens is when the girl is a kid and the girl is a baby and the girl is a teenager, they're not jealous of them. This is when the jealousy starts kicking in. At adolescence, 16, 17, 18, then you start seeing the mom rebel against her because she starts developing. Once she starts developing, getting that attention, and people are like, "Who is your girl? Who is that? Is that your little girl? I don't remember her. She's like a woman now." And then when she turns 18 and on, that's it. That's when the issue becomes a problem because now
Mhm.
she's dealing with a mini me and she's dealing with somebody that looks just like her, but a younger version. And women are smart enough to understand that they all hit the fucking wall. They don't have the same expectancy and length of time that men have. They just don't. As men get older, as long as men are on their shit, they actually get better looking because they have more that they can bring to the table as they get older. Unfortunately for women, no matter what they bring to the fucking table, the older they get, the less attractive they become. And this is why when they see someone that's younger coming through the ranks that looks just like them, they start having issues. And then you start seeing this thing where women start hating on the younger version of themselves. I saw that on Fox Soul when Vivica Fox, Lisa Ray, Claudia Jordan, and Silena Johnson was talking about the younger girls. And just because the younger girls they were talking about and talking shit about were beautiful women. But they had a problem with them because of the fact that they were telling themselves without telling you vicariously, they wish they were in that position. They were in their prime. They were in their
Right.
youth so that they could be in that position. So because they can't be in that position, they have to hate against it. They have to speak against it. This is the problem that women deal with. And this is why you see women in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s. These are the ages when they really start getting really funny as fuck and starts getting really weird as fuck. Because these ages are the ages that plays on them and tells them 30s is you hit the fucking wall. 40, you way hit the fucking wall. And 50, you are way past the fucking wall. So in those ages, they are feeling some type of way. But in their 20s, early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, shit, you'll see a woman go ape shit all the way up until they're 29. Notice every time their 30th birthday hit, that's when they start telling you. Once they hit 30, they tell you, well, I'm 21 forever. I don't know if y'all heard that shit. That shit didn't come out of nowhere. That shit came out of a meeting of the minds that women had and told themselves, we don't want to acknowledge the fact that 30 is on us, which means that we're just a few years away from hitting the wall. So let's just say we're 21 forever. That's why you see there's a lot of women that lie about their fucking age. They don't tell you their real age.
Delusion.
Yep.
The fact of the matter is, there's a reason why that's a common thing in this society.
Yep.
That's right. That's a common thing in this society. In this society, it's pushed for women to lie about their age, and it's pushed for you not to demand the truth. It's pushed for women to lie about their weight, and it's pushed for men not to demand the truth.
Yep.
They set the table for women to be delusional because they set the table for you and women to be always at odds with each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when you find a woman who is upfront about certain things that society tells them they don't have to be upfront about, you probably walking into a good thing.
Yep.
When you find a woman that's not trying to use the double standards against you, you probably walk into a good thing.
Exactly.
The majority of women are going to use every double standard that society has created for them.
Yep.
Everyone. Because at the end of the day, the typical one has put a lot of them, sadly, look at you as not necessarily even a person, but just like basically a step stool to what they want.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So when you find that woman who actually value your opinion and tell you the truth about shit and don't live by society, my key is women who don't live by society standards. Now you got some black women because they don't have no identity.
Mm-hmm.
They go so far left till they worship the idols and shit.
Yep.
Pump your brakes, you know. You know that's not even in your nature.
Well, you know what causes that, right? That whole worshiping and all that. What is perpetuated behind that is the fact that they have had so many issues with men, so they have to turn to all kinds of shit. You hear these women talking about they need to go to a retreat or they need to go and get some mental state of awareness and they need to get this and they need to get that. No, it's just so that they can become and get more juju preyed on them so they can become the more feminist version of themselves. And then as they get older, they can become the worser version of themselves instead of them just basically saying, you know what, this is life. We all go through experiences and it is what it is. I just didn't have the right experiences in my favor. So I'm not going to sit there and hold it over my fucking head.
All that shit come from rebellion.
Yep.
At the end of the day, every woman I ever met or known who got into that shit, they didn't like any type of structure, rebelled. They didn't like any leadership at all, especially male leadership. They want to be able to say, do, come whenever they want to.
Yep.
That type of shit allows for that because there's no real accountability for your actions when you do voodoo. Because you worshiping gods that don't exist.
Yep.
You get all the bad shit that happens to you because that's byproduct of you being disrespectful to God.
Exactly.
And they're so dumb. They're putting that power on somebody else. Oh, it must be a wish working something on me, man. God allowing that to happen to you. You need to repent.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's all them just being fucking rebellious. And in that scenario, the women dominate the men also.
Exactly.
Satanism and voodoo and all that shit, the women have power over the men. They have higher ranking than the men.
Yep.
That's why they do all that shit. It's all feminism and shit like that. Any woman, put it this way, guys, any woman who don't see you as the head of the household, who don't want to see you that way, who fighting against that, you don't need to be with them, period.
Yep.
On the other hand of that, you need to be worthy of being the head of a household, man. You need to have a direction for her to follow. You need to have some type of money. Nigga. You need to have some type of drive. But if you got all that and she's just like, she don't got shit, she's talking, I don't know why I gotta, if she don't know why she gotta follow you, then you don't need to be with her. Point blank, period.
Facts.
You don't need no Aunt Louise, man. We don't need no Aunt Louise. Straight up. She should be trying to boister you up. Not trying to fight to lead you.
Yep.
Because women, people are like, no, she's fighting to be your equal. No, the fuck she's not, because your equal is your balance. It's not her doing what you do. That's not balance, imbalance. Too many people doing the same job. No. I take care outside the home, you take care of the home. That's balance. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
We can't both do the same thing. That's not balance. Look at the yin and yang thing. One thing going one way, the other thing going the other way. It's balance.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. That's the problem right there, man. Motherfuckers don't want to be balanced. Motherfuckers don't understand what equality is and equity. They want to compete.
Exactly.
And if any women listening, any man trying to compete with you to do what you do at home, niggas talking about I can clean up better than you, I can cook better than you. Niggas talking about he can make up a bed better than you. Get rid of that nigga.
That's a problem.
The fuck? Then go to work. Go tackle somebody, man. Go play football.
Yep.
Fuck you talking about, man? I can make up a bed way better than my way. These women raise these boys to be like that.
Yep.
I knew a chick. She was like, man, I raised my son to cook. He could clean. Hey, bro, your son need to learn how to shoot a gun.
Exactly.
You might have to kill somebody one day to protect you. You can't kill him with no fucking spatula. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, the nigga need to learn how to make a side dish every now and then, how to make breakfast. That's fine. But you got this nigga just learn how to cook and clean and make up a house where you prepare him to be what? With a man? You ain't preparing him to go to work. You ain't preparing him to stand up for himself. The little motherfucker got boundary issues. He don't set no boundaries for nobody. People just walk over him.
Yep.
That's your doing. Because you got him worried about what happened in the kitchen.
Exactly.
That's why men need to be in the house with their sons, man. So you can say, you know what, now he ain't cooking today. We going outside. Where y'all going? None of your fucking business. Where we going?
Exactly.
You don't need to know where we're going. We're going somewhere. Just know we're going to be out. Because you don't need to be up in our house. You're a little boy, don't need to be up in our house with no woman all day. No way, man. For what? Teach me how to make some breakfast. God damn it. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, teach a nigga how to gut chicken and all that shit. Teach a nigga how to do shit, certain shit. But he don't need to be learning how to make motherfucking bitches from scratch. And he know how to do all that shit. Fucking need a woman for.
Yep.
That's the thing. They be trying to teach niggas not to be so independent where they don't need no woman. That's the problem.
Yep.
Cause some shit some shit a woman should be there for.
Exactly.
Everybody trying to teach people how to live without the people, and then now we wonder why we so dysfunctional. Everybody trying to prove why they don't need the next motherfucker.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to beat no dead horse, man. Shit, you got anything else on this shit, man?
Man, I mean, you hit all of the points. You said everything that needed to be said. I said everything that needed to be said, and we hope the people in the chat got the point home. I mean, Franklin Saint, Kevin Samuels, Kendrick Lamar, they all have one thing that's unison and in common. They all basically had either a father in the home or active father figure, father personality, father role model. Kevin Samuels got it through the fraternity. They got it through the father actually being in the home, but they had a strong male presence to breed what was called masculinity. This is the rudimentary principle in what allows a masculine figure to become masculine. You need, as a male, another person older than you, been there and done that, that's been through the weeds and back to teach you some things. They don't need to sit there and give you gems and jewels every single day, but every now and then they need to drop inklings of droplets of knowledge from their experiences, because quite frankly, they just been on the planet longer than you, and they've experienced just a little bit more than you. And you know what? Whatever they tell you in that moment right then and there, you may not see it, but later on, you're definitely going to need it. Later on, it's definitely going to be something that's going to help you. And then when you finally get a hold of it at a time that is the most opportune time for you to need it and grab onto it, boy, you're going to grab on that motherfucker like you never did before, because you're going to be like, oh, that's what that motherfucker was talking about at that time. That's what he was referring to. And it's going to hit. And that's why timing is everything. Me and Ross have talked about that earlier when we said timing is everything. And that also is with masculinity too. Timing is everything, because you got to go through some shit in life. And you have to experience some things in order for you to evolve your state, evolve your mindset, and overall evolve who you are as a being. Because every day we wake up is an opportunity for us to learn something new and for us to open our minds to enhance ourselves, self-improve, and to be better versions of ourselves. We have to demand that shit, man. And then we have to follow through in our purpose. A lot of times just following through in your purpose gets you to be the best version of yourself. Even when you're dealing with traverse situations like Tom Ross TV being taken away. When you're dealing with traverse situations, you say, you know what? Am I going to crumble? Am I going to cower? Or am I just going to say, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm going to accept this shit for what it is. But here, they mad at me. They thought dropping 1,000 a month on their ass is something. I'm dropping 2,000. Yeah. Sometimes that's what it's got to be, man. You got to go into that Kobe Bryant mode. God rest his soul, man. But that's how Kobe has impacted me. That's how Kobe has impacted Tom Ross TV. And that's how a Kobe Mamba mentality has impacted a lot of men. And Mamba mentality is just not because of the Mamba mentality. It's because of the masculine mentality that it is. Just because shit looks awry, just because shit looks like it's not all the way together, that doesn't mean you just stop. You go that much harder. This is what being a man is all about, man. Pushing through and going that much harder every time. When circumstances are worse, that's when you show your true colors. That's when you show your mental fortitude and you're tough. But I'm gonna tell y'all something else too. When situations are great, that's that much harder you got to work. Because let me tell you why. Because when situations are great, people have a tendency to take the foot off the gas. And that's when situations go from great to bad. So when situations are great, that's that much harder you got to push. And that's that much harder you got to put in the work so that you could keep that great situation great. So this is the challenges that men have to fucking deal with. Women don't have to deal with these challenges. All women got to do, and they don't want to admit it, is just walk out, wear something fucking skimpy, and that's their challenge, which is really a non-fucking challenge. Women want everything that men want, but at the same time, they don't mind putting on something to showcase. The clothes that they wear tell you they're feminine. The way that they dress tell you that they are women, but they want to act masculine. This is the shit that trips me out. If you wearing shit that show your ass cheeks, you're not being masculine. If you wearing shit that's skimpy, that's showing your titties all out, you're not being masculine.
It's called
Your
confusion.
physicality is not telling you being masculine, but yet you want to showcase masculine personalities and traits. That's the shit is a mind fucking trip, man.
It's called confusion, man. They have put our community in a constant state of confusion, man.
Yep.
A constant state of confusion, and it all comes from, it all stems from not wanting to have any type of organizational structure.
Yep.
You don't want to be under nobody's leadership. The average young nigga says, "Can't nobody tell me nothing."
Yep.
Where they got that from? Can nobody tell their mama nothing?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Can nobody tell their grandma nothing?
Yep.
Nigga can't be told nothing by no black man, period.
Yep.
When you went to school, soon as there was a male teacher, niggas act up the most.
Yep.
Niggas couldn't get told nothing by no man, no matter fucking what, man. They raised us to butt fucking the Godhead.
Yep.
God. Yahweh.
Yep.
Man, woman, and child. Women they'll rather eliminate the man than be up underneath the man.
Yep.
That's all I got, bro.
Glad you said that, man, because at the end of the day, the structure is supposed to be Yahshua, us, and then the fucking woman, man. Yeshua is the one that prescribes over us, and then it's us as the man because we're given the ordinance to be head. We're given the ordinance to basically be fruitful and multiply. We're given the ordinance to basically command and dictate the pace. And then we have the women. Women don't want to accept this role, but their role was to be managers of the children in the home. Mm-hmm. That's what their fucking role was, man. And that means cooking. That means making sure the house is good to go, the house is in order, and making sure that when the man gets home, everything is all accounted for and taken care of. Because at the end of the day, the civilization, the world we see today, the reason why all these women are able to cap and run their fucking mouths like the Vivica Foxes, the Claudia Jordans, the Lisa Rays, and the Charlena Johnson is because men conquered that world for you to even get on a podcast and run your mouth. So when you speak against Kevin Samuels, you're speaking against the blessing of the fact that you even have that ability to have that in the first place. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And to not know that, and to not be mindful of that, and to not be grateful of it, and to not acknowledge it, that's something that's a humanistic problem. I mean, shit, even Umar Johnson, who had fundamental issues against Kevin Samuels, pardon my French, Umar Johnson basically said, these black women I'm ashamed of them. They've disappointed me. I didn't agree with Kevin Samuels. We had our beef. We were at odds. But these black women should be ashamed of themselves. For you to wish death upon someone, do you not understand all of these black women that have sat here and wish karma and wish bad upon him? They all need to repent.
Well, low key, they was bad upon themselves and they kids. You wish somebody of your own people to die because they told you the truth, but you don't feel that way about Lil Durk. You don't feel that way about Lil Baby. You don't feel that way about no rappers that don't do shit for the community. You feel that way about a positive black man because he got a different message.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
That's just tell you we stuck on fucking stupid and we stuck on bullshit.
Yeah, I can't even talk about this shit. It's past ridiculous at this point.
It is past ridiculous. And I saw a comment on a community post where they said black women will shake their ass to motherfuckers that sit there and berate them and call them bitches, hoes, sluts. But you have Kevin Samuels that's uplifting you and telling you the truth on just being realistic with yourselves and being realistic with your situation, and you will find a realistic man. And you have a problem with that? So you rather shake your ass to the motherfucker that's calling you bitch, hoe, and slut, basically want to gun slap you, dick slap you, dick you the fuck down, basically pee on you. But then at the same time, you got this guy that's all he's telling you is be realistic with your situation. And if you be realistic with your situation, you'll find exactly what you want. And you're mad at him?
Mm-hmm.
Man, we stuck on some fucking stupid, man. We stuck on some bullshit. And this is why I say modern day women, I'm not gonna say all of them, but damn near most of them, they're liability, man. They're walking liability. And men, you got to be very fucking careful, especially men nowadays. Yeah, we living in a time where men nowadays are even worse off than any other time. Y'all need to be very careful who y'all sticking y'all shit into, man. Because y'all stick y'all shit into a modern day woman, fuck around and get them pregnant, you gonna go through some hell and fucking back, especially
Mm-hmm.
if she's on some masculine energy shit. She gonna take your ass for every motherfucking thing. She gonna screw your ass over and leave your ass hanging high and fucking dry and hanging like a fucking fruit, man. And will then turn around, argue, and then tell you that they're more manly than you, but everything that they're doing is so feminine as fuck. They're confused as hell. They don't know what the hell they're doing. And then turn around, leave you in a situation where you have to pillage, pay for every fucking thing. Yeah, it's supposed to be child support, but damn near 70% of the money is going to their hair. It's going to their nails. It's going to all that shit.
Right.
I never understood that bullshit. Never. Never understood it. Child support, but it's really spouse support. Oh, I gave him Formula One. I gave him, apple juice. I gave him this. I gave him some candy to eat, and then take the other money. And then when you ask them the question, they're gonna tell you, so I can't get my hair done for all of the work that I had to do. No, motherfucker, all
No,
that
with
money
my
goes
money you
to that
can't.
motherfucker.
You can go to work and do that shit.
Yep. But this is what we deal with, man. So Ross, it's been real. This was a hell of a fucking live. We would appreciate it if more motherfuckers would have donated to motivate it. But it is what it is. Sometimes, when you're doing God's work and you're giving that good message, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do and filter the message out. We hope that this message touched people, it blessed people's hearts, and people got the real, man. Because at the end of the day, just because Kevin Samuels is gone and he's out, that don't mean the message is gone and out. There's still so many more messengers, and there's still so many more people to continue to deliver this message. This message ain't going nowhere. It's only going to get stronger, and it's only going to get better, and it's only going to get sharper. Ross
Yep.
has been real. You take care of yourself. All of those that are tuning in on Ross's platform, salute to y'all, man. And salute to everyone that's tuned in on this platform. We appreciate y'all contributions, those that have contributed in IE Styles Productions. If you got contributions on your end, Ross, those who contributed on that end. And we appreciate those that took the time to tune out and learn something. We appreciate y'all. Y'all be easy. Peace.
Yeah.